gently cut through the center to make sure that you do not cut but so far, because we do not want to cut through the bottom where the apples will just leak out. We want to make sure that we cut just enough to where we can, where it won't go through the bottom. And you see how I'm just kind of pushing it like that? That's kind of opening up the inside of it a little bit. We want to have a little bit of room to stuff the apple in. I'm doing this with one hand while I'm holding the camera with the other. Now it's time to dip out some of the apples, and you can actually cut it into smaller pieces if you want to. And I do recommend that the pieces be smaller. It'll just cook up better. Okay, it's been cooking for about 3 minutes. This is a different pork chop that I cooked. So browning it in the olive oil is going to add extra flavor to the bottom of it. Now it's time to add a little bit of water so it'll help steam it and cook it all the way through. So now I'm going to let it continue to cook. I'm going to place the lid back on there. So this is the remaining apples. But I'll set aside the apple juice that was inside the can, because once the pork chops are done, I'm going to drizzle this over the pork chop and apples. Give it a little bit extra flavor. I'm going to keep working on my coffee. So it's been cooking on the stove for about 15 minutes. Now it is time to transfer it to the oven. Olive oil. So now I'm going to place this in the oven. I'm going to let it continue to cook until it's thoroughly done. Okay, it's been in the oven for about 15 minutes. Oh my goodness, that looks so nice and bubbly. Because we don't want it to dry out, it's time to add a little bit of water to it. There you go. Now let's let it continue to cook for a few more minutes. Okay, so it's been cooking for 20 minutes now. Oh, it just looks so gorgeous. Look at that. Kind of reminds me of a roast cooking. Because it's so big. How juicy that looks. See that juice from the apples giving it even more delicious flavor. This is one of the reasons I started off cooking it on the stove, so they can get some browning on the bottom of it before I placed it in the oven. So that gave it a little bit of extra flavor, and that juice from the canned apples. Now it's time to pour it over top. Oh my goodness, that looks even more delicious. And you know this is going to be very tasty and flavorful. Wow, that is one pretty pork chop. And I'm going to be grilling some of this barbecue bread. And of course I'm going to be grilling it in butter. So along with the grilled, buttered barbecue bread, to soak up some of this extra seasoning around the plate, well, some of this extra juices on the plate. Oh my goodness, they're nice and tasty and flavorful.